Hey guys, Untitled here, back again. Well, today actually we won't be doing a movie review. Today we will actually be doing a bunch of mini reviews actually, based on movies and books I've seen and read from January of 2022 to May of 2022, which is now. So I have read 3 books from then, and I have seen at least 7 new movies that have come out in the theaters. Well, a couple of them I didn't see in theaters. A couple of them are new releases, but I saw them on rental. Yeah. What was I gonna say? And then I'm also gonna be talking about some of the reviews that I wish to review, like after I'm done reviewing Sam Raimi's movies and Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. So yeah. So first off, we'll start off with the movies I saw from January to May. First off, we'll start with we'll go from mid to good. You know what I mean? Yeah. So first off, we have the 355, which I saw way back in January, and I know that came out like back in 2021, but I saw it January in the theaters. But I just saw it because like I just wanted to go see a movie with my mom and his girlfriend because I had nothing else to do, and like and I didn't want to go home yet. But honestly, I should have just gone home because I did not like that movie at all. The 355 was not interesting at all. Like I didn't even care about anything that was going on. The action was okay, but I didn't even give a shit about the characters. Literally, I didn't give a shit about anything that was going on. And like the story was super confusing. Like, was there even a story in that movie? Like, I did not like it. Like 355, definitely the worst movie I've seen of the year so far. So the next movie I have is Sonic 2. Now, Sonic 2 was okay. I mean, it wasn't a bad movie, nor was it a great movie. I liked the first Sonic a lot better than Sonic 2, but Sonic 2, I will say, the first and the third act were pretty cool. Like, those scenes were very dope, but as soon as we get to the second act, so much unnecessary bullshit happens. Like, so much unnecessary subplots that could have easily been cut out, and like there was way too much happening in it all at once. Like it was very, very messy. Like, yeah, like so much happening for me to even focus on, because we got like so much subplots, and we have this weird subplot about this wedding and this whole setup, and like the bride is mad, and it's like, what? Like this whole wedding setup's like, what the fuck is this? Like, why is this even here? Like, this is so weird. Like, there's this whole like sequence of the bride trying to get back at the groom for setting her up, but it's like, why the fuck is this here? Like, what does this have to do with anything? Like, what? Yeah, so you could have easily just cut that out. Easily just cut that out, because that literally had nothing to do with anything, and those people never even came back in the movie at all. Like, what was that even about? Like, why was that even there? Yeah. And then there was this whole subplot with like Sonic like getting captured in this cage by the government. It's like, and he literally just gets out in 1 second. Like, he just gets in the cage and they put him in the room, and then Dumbledore just gets out and takes him out. And it's like, what was that? Like, that just happened and then it went. Like, what? Like, that literally made no fucking sense. Like, that whole scene with the government capturing Sonic literally made 0 sense to me. Like, and you could have easily cut that out too. Like, those scenes like really, really made the movie drag for me, and they really like ruined the movie, I would say. And because of how unnecessary those scenes were, it literally makes the whole Last Jedi Canto Bight sequence, like that whole unnecessary stuff, seem bearable. Like, it makes that stuff seem necessary, like, because of how unnecessary this shit was in Sonic 2. So yeah, and also there was just so much shit going on that you even forgot about a lot of the characters. Like, as soon as we got back to Knuckles and Dr. Robotnik, it's like, oh, I totally forgot these people were in this movie. And as soon as we get back to Donut like there was this whole shit going on, and like as soon as we get back to Donut Lord, you're like, wow, I totally forgot about him. Yeah, so there was just so much happening, you forget about most of the other shit that was happening, you know? Yeah. So that was Sonic 2, and I will have reviews for all these movies, just not the 355. Like, the 355 I really refuse to review, and that's literally all I gotta say about it. So yeah, and then the next movie we got is Fantastic Beasts: The Secrets of Dumbledore. Now, I saw that movie actually 2 weeks ago, and it was good, but like, I know, like, first I'm complaining there was way too much happening with the other movie, and now I'm complaining with Fantastic Beasts: The Secrets of Dumbledore, how that movie barely had anything happening in it. So yeah, so I know it's weird, but like, I don't like when so much stuff happens, nor like when like I don't like when like very very little stuff happens too that there's not really much going on. I like it when it's in the middle, like how most movies are. Like they have a lot going on, but you can focus with it though. But with this, you can focus with it definitely, but there's not much happening though. Like not much happening at all, and like the plot, like there is a plot to it, but like there's not much happening. Like I don't know, like Fantastic Beasts: The Secrets of Dumbledore, like there wasn't much action to it. Like I don't know, like there wasn't even much like comedy in it, but don't get me wrong, like the new guy cast as Grindelwald, Mads Mikkelsen, he was actually pretty cool as Grindelwald. Like I actually really dug him as Grindelwald, but the thing is, you really miss Johnny Depp though. Like I really miss Johnny Depp, but Mads Mikkelsen, he was still cool. Don't get me wrong, but like yeah, but I think that's all I have to say about the Secrets of Dumbledore. It was good, but there wasn't much happening in it. So yeah. And then we get on to the Batman, which the Batman, I saw it back in March when it first came out, and it was pretty good, I would say. Like, it was pretty good, but there are other Batman movies I like better than it. Like, obviously I like the Dark Knight trilogy a lot better than the Batman, and fuck it, I even like Batman Returns better than the Batman. Yeah, but the Batman, it was good. The Robert Pattinson was a good Batman, but like I like other Batman actors better. But he was still good though, and like the movie was good. Catwoman was pretty cool in the movie, and there was this whole subplot with her and Carmine Falcone, which I will not spoil, but that was a pretty cool subplot. And Alva Cobblepot, the Penguin, he was really funny in the movie. I really liked him a lot. And the Riddler was a pretty cool villain too. Like he was very smart and he was very crazy too. Like you can see like this is a really crazy Riddler. He's more crazier than Batman Forever's Riddler, which that Riddler wasn't even crazy. He was just over the top. Yeah, but he was cool, and I really liked like his whole plan. So, like his whole plan was cool, but a major flaw I have with the Batman is the end battle. I mean, there's not really an end battle to this movie. Like in the end, like okay, tiny spoiler, not too spoiler though, but in the end, like there's a flood in Gotham and all this shit. Like there's like a whole flood in Gotham, and like Batman has to stop it, and it's like, is this really the end battle? Like what? Like this is kind of a very mediocre end battle. Yeah, it was a very very mediocre end battle. Like we've had so much better Batman finales and so much other Batman movies. Like the Dark Knight trilogies, like they had awesome finales to it. Like Batman versus Ra's al Ghul in the train, Batman versus Joker in the building, and Harvey Dent almost killing Commissioner Gordon's family. Like that was an amazing end battle. The Dark Knight Rises, Bane versus Batman in the city and the whole bomb and all of that. Like that was cool, but with this, it's just super mediocre. It's literally Batman versus water, and it's like, what? Even saying Batman versus water is fucking weird. Like they could have gone with the much much better end battle. Like they could, like you can just so tell like they were getting lazy with the end and all of that, but you could have gone with something cooler. Like at least show a tiny fight between Riddler and Batman. Maybe like have Riddler have like his gold stick and like have him knock him out with it or something like that. Like that would have been cool. But Riddler, like I said, he was cool. Like his riddles are pretty slick too, but they're not memorable riddles like in Batman Forever. But I do like the Batman better than Batman Forever. Don't get me wrong. But I did like that. There was this one scene with the collar around a guy's neck in a funeral home, which was very suspenseful. And there was this whole car chase scene between Penguin and Oswald, which was really cool too. And Alfred Pennyworth in the movie, I thought he was way too young. Andy Serkis as Alfred, like he was way too young. And I actually thought Andy Serkis should have played Carmine Falcone and John Turturro should have played Alfred. Like you could have switched those. Like that would have been cooler actually. Like Andy Serkis as Falcone, I could already picture that actually. That would have been cooler actually. But what we got was still cool though. Let me think. Yeah, and another flaw I had with it was just very dark too. Like the movie looked kind of dark. Like it was always happening in the nighttime, and it always looked kind of dark. And even when it was in the daytime, it looked very dark. And also, there wasn't much Bruce Wayne. Like it was mostly Batman. I mean, that shouldn't be a flaw, but it was cool how we got more Batman than Bruce Wayne. But at least show us a little bit of Bruce Wayne, at least, like in the Dark Knight trilogy. Let me think. But like, anything else I should say about the Batman? Yeah, it was cool. The music was cool too. Like the music was really, really cool too. And another flaw I have with it, like there wasn't even any comedy in it. Like it was way too serious. I mean, I do understand Batman is serious, but the Dark Knight trilogy and the old Batman movies too have a lot of comedy in them, and this movie barely had any comedy in it. So yeah, and there wasn't much action in this movie, I would say, but from what the action we got, the action was cool in this movie from what we got. So yeah, and I will be reviewing the Batman in more in depth, like more in depth. But for right now, it's a mini review. So that's all I have to say about the Batman. It was pretty good. And then we get on to Ghostbusters Afterlife, which I did not see till last month. Actually, I know that movie's been out since November, but I didn't see it till last month when I saw it on Redbox. But I actually really enjoyed Ghostbusters Afterlife. That movie was pretty dope, and like it connected with the old ones really well. And I loved all the little references in the old one a lot. And I love how they brought back the old music from the first Ghostbusters in this movie, like the little song. I love how they brought that old song back. Like that was cool, and the characters were pretty cool too. Like I really enjoyed the main girl with the glasses. I forgot their names, but they were really cool. Like she was awesome. Like she was like my favorite character of the movie. She was awesome, and I really liked that other little boy she was with. Like he was really funny in the movie. And I really liked Mike from the actor who played Mike from Stranger Things. Like I liked his character a lot too. He was pretty cool and he was pretty funny too. And but a character I didn't like in the movie who was very unnecessary to me was the African American girl with the curly hair. Like she was basically like a stand-in for Winston, I think, but I don't know, like, she was very unnecessary to me. She barely even did jack shit in the movie, and, like, you could have easily done the movie without her. Like, there wasn't really much of a point for her to even be there, actually. Like, she didn't even, like, literally, like, there was no point for her to be there. Like, you could have easily just done the movie with just those three cool characters and quickly, like, ignored that other girl. Like, she literally, like, was not unnecessary, and, like, she literally just... She felt kind of forced there, not gonna lie. Like, she really felt kind of forced there. Like, she just felt there just to be like a fourth Ghostbuster, like just to fill the fillers in with the fourth Ghostbuster and not three. So yeah, I think that's the only reason why she was there, but I didn't really enjoy her much. Like, yeah, I didn't enjoy her at all. But I did like Paul Rudd's character. He was really funny. I'm sorry if I can't remember any of their names. It's been a month and I've only seen it once, so... I really liked Paul Rudd's character, like the teacher. He was really funny, and I really liked how in the beginning he was making the kids watch like horror movies in summer school, and I really liked how he was into science, and he was surprised how one of his students was into science as much as he was, which was the girl with the glasses and the boy she would hang out with. So yeah, and there was this cool scene at Walmart which was pretty funny with like the Stay Puft Marshmallows and the Keymaster showing up. Oh, and I like how they brought back the old villain. It was cool how they brought back the old villain, but another flaw I have with the movie is she was very like... She was cool, don't get me... I mean, not really. I mean, she was a lot more cooler in the old one, but with this movie, her plan seemed kind of like... I don't know, like, her plans didn't really make much sense to me. The whole villain plan in the movie was just very mediocre, and, like... Yeah, like, she was another flaw I had with it. Like, she could have gone with the better plan, too. So, yeah, And another flaw I had with this movie is... It's kind of a mini spoiler, but, the movie does end a little abruptly. Like, just a little abruptly, like... It ends, like, in the end battle, but you don't see what happens after that at all, though. Like, you don't see, like, what the kids do after that. Like, like, little montages showing you, like, what they do after the end battle and all of that. Like, you saw none of that. It literally just ended right there, and it's like, what? Like, I wanted to see a little bit more, so, yeah. Those are my three major flaws with the movie. But other than that, the movie was cool, and I liked the whole small town feel to it. Like, the whole small town feel to it was just beautiful. Like, it was an amazing feel, and I really liked how there was, like, so much callbacks to the other ones, and how, like, our main characters were related to Egon, so that was cool. But I'm really trying to avoid spoilers here. I'm gonna save the spoilers for when I review the movie. So yeah, that's all I gotta say about Ghostbusters Afterlife. That movie was cool. And then we get on to Sing 2, which Sing 2 I surprisingly really enjoyed, and I actually would say that that was probably, I definitely would put that like top 5 like favorite movies of 2021. It came out in 2021, but I didn't watch it till like 3 weeks ago when I saw it on Redbox. But I surprisingly really enjoyed it. Like, it was such a cute movie. Like, I loved it so much. It was so beautiful. Like, literally, like, the animation was great. It was funny. Like, literally, like, I loved, like, the characters coming back. Like, Moon, Ash, Rita, what was the other guy's name? No, Rosita, I mean, like, not Rita, Rosita. Gunter, yeah, Gunter. It was so amazing. It was so cool. And Mina, it was so cool seeing all of those characters back again. But what happened to Mike? That was my big question of the movie. What happened to Mike? Mike was my favorite character of the first movie. Why didn't you bring him back? Yeah, so that's just a nitpick flaw I have with the movie. But other than that, that movie was fantastic. Like, I don't even think I have any flaws with that movie. Actually, it was funny. The singing was phenomenal. Like, I loved the singing a lot. And the end, like, the show they showed at the end, like, the space show, like, that was beautiful. And I love how you go from a water show to a space show. That was cool. What's next? A fucking, like, I don't know what'll be next, but hopefully if we get a Sing 3, it'll be a good another good improvement, too. So, yeah. Let me think. Anything else I should say about Sing 2? Yeah, that's all I gotta say about Sing 2. Just quick thoughts about Sing 2. And I will definitely have a reviews for both Sings. Definitely, like, because I would say both Sings are like top 10 favorite animated movies right there. So, yeah. And then, lastly, we have Scream 5. Which Scream 5, I would say, is the best of the of this year so far. Like, so far, this is the best movie I've seen all of 2022. I surprised, just like Sing 2, I surprisingly really enjoyed it. Like, I was really surprised how much I was super invested in and how much I was so emotional throughout the whole movie. Like, the movie had so much jump scares. Like, I actually got really scared throughout the movie, and it was surprisingly really bloody too. Like, there was so much gore to it, and I was like, damn, like, the Scream movies didn't get this bloody, so I really loved it for that. And the new characters were amazing. Like, Richie was cool. Like, I loved Richie a lot, and I liked the main girl. I forgot her name, but I think it starts with an M. But I already forgot their names. What? When I saw this movie was Easter, actually. Like, I saw it when it came on Paramount Plus on Easter Day. So yeah, and I really enjoyed all the old cast coming back. Like, Dewey was awesome in the movie. I loved Gail coming back. Sydney was cool coming back, and even like, and then it connected with the other ones really well. Like, this was a requel actually. Like, and the movie even knows it's being a requel, so that's what's cool about it. And what else? Like, the characters were cool, like, all the young characters, even Sheriff Deputy Judy from Scream 4 was back, too, and, like, all our main characters, like, the new characters who were teens, were all related to the old characters in many ways, like, fucking, Clay from 13 Reasons in this movie, like, his mom was Deputy Judy, and, there was this one character who, his mom was, Randy's sister, so yeah, and I really like how well it connected with all the other ones, and there was one major connection, one major relatable connection, which I do not want to spoil, but I'm just gonna say I did not see that coming at all, like so much surprises everywhere, and who the killers ended up to be at the end, I was not expecting at all either. Like, it was so scary. Like, I actually, like, there was a jump scare when they showed you like who the killer was at the end, and that scared the living shit out of me. So when we saw who the characters was at the end, it was a huge surprise. So yeah, and yeah, like I said, the characters were phenomenal in Scream 5, and it was surprisingly very like, it was filled with so much emotion, surprisingly. Like, you actually felt really bad for the characters, and the characters, like, showed so much emotion, and there was so much crying with them. Yeah, like, you really felt bad for them, and so that's what I really loved about the movie, too. Anything else? So yeah, and it was, so like I said, very suspenseful too. Yeah, I love Scream 5. Like, it's my favorite movie to come out this year, and I definitely am gonna have like a series of reviewing all 5 Scream movies, because Scream is top 3 favorite horror series right there. So yeah, that's all I have to say about the movies I saw this year. Now let's get on to the books I've read. First off, I read Spider-Man 3 Novelization, which I will have a review for this shortly. Like, I'm actually going to have a review for this sometime this week, because fucking Sam Raimi's making Doctor Strange in the multiverse. Like, why not review Spider-Man 3 novelization? So yeah, and I have tabs in this. I'm not sure if you can see the difference, but purple and red are the colors of it. But like when I review it, I'll get on to what my color tabbing was, like what the color coding system was. So yeah, but what I'm gonna say about Spider-Man 3 novelization right now, it was actually pretty different from the movie. I mean, it had the same feel of the movie, don't get me wrong. Like, it literally had the exact same feel, and it had a lot of the same scenes. Like, it was paced like the movie was, but there were a lot of new scenes in here which I was not expecting, and the ending was surprisingly different. Like, the ending was actually pretty different. It was actually had a lot of emotion, a lot of surprises. Like, the ending had a huge surprise to it. I would not. I'm not gonna lie. Like, yeah, the ending really got me surprised and actually kind of creeped out. But I will get to that once I get to the review. But yeah, Spider-Man 3 novelization. I actually like it better than the movie. Actually, the movie I rated a solid A, but I think this I would go around to rating it an A plus. Actually, like, and this was actually a really quick read too. It was 400 pages, and it was actually a very quick read. So yeah.